Okay, guys, welcome to our lesson. We have been looking all this past few lessons at Unit 3, and we've been talking about places. Remember, that's what's been the title for this unit, places, and the grammar. We learned a lot of grammar. We learned vocab and just, yeah, talked about places. Cities and places and what's our favorite place and all sorts of things like that. So we want to look today, because we're at the end of the unit, at the review. So make sure that we're checking our grammar, that we're understanding how to use. The only grammar really from here was the present simple. So when we have our verbs, our action, we want to put it in the present to tell someone something about this present moment. You know, I work here. I live here. I study English. I prefer coffee. So whatever, that's just speaking in the present simple. So that's the only grammar we've looked at. And we know that, we learned some adjectives, talking about places. So if a place is crowded, busy, it's beautiful, it's quiet. If a place is polluted, clean, dirty, beautiful. So lots of adjectives like that. We looked at watching a video of a place in London and asking the local people where to find the places. So not just talking about a place, but now we're able to ask, where is the park? Is there a cafe nearby? So that's it. That's what we've pretty much been doing. So all we're going to do now is just review all of that. So that was Unit 3, places. And now we're going to go to the questions of the review on page 44. So it says here, complete the sentences with these verbs. Eat, go, have, like, live, work. Pretty simple, yeah? Everyday actions. We all know what they mean. We know that when we create a sentence, we have a subject first and then the verb, and then more information. If we have a question, if we're asking a question, then we need to start with the verb. With the verb or the W questions, not with the subject. So let's have a look. It looks like they are all sentences, just affirmative sentences. Hey, Andres. So let's look at that and write some notes. Okay, so we're in Unit 3, review the present simple. As I said, we use it when we need to talk about facts, true information in this moment right now. So facts, or just I'm telling you something like I like Australia. A fact, I live in Adelaide. So that's how we use the present simple. And we put the subject first and then the verb, except for when it's he, she, it, we need to put an S or an ES at the end of that verb. So for example, he likes football. She enjoys soccer. And to make a negative, we just add don't after the subject, or doesn't if it's he, she, it. So that's all you've got to remember. For he, she, it has a different rule, but he, she, it can also be the name. Maria doesn't like soccer. My dad doesn't travel much. Sentence like that. So let's have a look at number 1. I what with my family in Dubai? I live. They're pretty simple. I'll make that a bit bigger so we can see it. It's, yeah. I live with my family in Dubai. Perfect. I live with my family in Dubai. Number 2, we eat in a restaurant near my house on the weekends. Remember, in Australia, we say on the weekends. Sorry? Near, next to. Yeah, next to. Near, nearby. Remember, there's a few words: close by, nearby, next to. So all the same words. Good. Number 3, this is a negative. I, subject, don't like shopping in the city center because the shops are crowded. So I don't like. Number 4, they work in an office in that building. Number 5, negative. Have I don't have a car, so I go to work by bus. So you could see these are all true information. I'm telling someone about my life right now in this moment. I live with my family in Dubai. Maybe that's my family and I, eat in a restaurant near my house every weekend or on the weekend. I don't like shopping in the city. See? So I'm telling you true information about me or someone else in this moment now. Okay, let's complete the conversation with do or don't. So we only use do or don't in questions. Sorry, do is in a question. So if you remember with questions, to make a question, you can start with one of the 6 W's. What, when, where, why, which, or you can start with a how. And then you put the do or does. So remember, does is for he, she, it. And then you put the subject and then the verb. So you have to remember this structure. That's how you do it. Or you could start with do or does, subject, verb. So the only difference is that we're adding maybe a W or a H just in front of the do or does. That's the only difference between the 2 ways to ask a question in the present. So for example, A, hey David, where do you live? You only can pick do or don't. So I can see there's a where. The next rule is I must use do or does. So where, because the subject is you, does is only for he, she, it. And we don't have the option of does. Where do? Where do you live? Yeah, this one. Where do you live? Yeah. In New York. A is the question. Number 2. Do you like it? Yeah. Do you like it? That follows the rule. Yes, it's great. There are lots of places to go. Number 3. Do you have a car? No, negative. I don't. So remember, we say, no, I don't. No, he doesn't. No, she doesn't. No, we don't. No, they don't. So don't is a negative. So no, I don't. And I don't travel by public transport because I have a bicycle. So make sure you understand I don't travel by public transport because I have a bike. I take my bike. Do you like shopping in New York? No, I don't. Yep. So remember always yes or no, comma, no, I don't. I shop online. Good, pretty simple. Let's go to the next quote, the next part. So we're going to pick the verb. Remember, one of them, this is all in the present simple. One of them is for I, you, we, they, and the other one with the S is for he, she, or it. One of them don't is for I don't, we don't, they don't. And doesn't is for he, she, it doesn't. So you just got to remember which one you're picking. So look at your subject. So number one, I come from Egypt. Yeah. Present information, a fact that someone is telling you that. He lives because he, she, it. We must add an S to the verb. He lives in Singapore. My friend speaks 4 languages. We don't. We don't have much free time. She doesn't work in an office. This is a question with one of the W's. So what does your husband do? Yeah, because it's he, she, it, the subject. He. What does your husband, he, hey Wilda, what does he do? So what tense, remember tense just means past, present, or future. So what tense do you use in exercise 1, 2, and 3? What tense? Present simple. Present simple. When do you add the S or ES to the verb? When it's he, she, it. Yeah? So very simple. Present simple. Okay, so we can write that answer down. Question 4. It was the present simple tense. And when do we use the S or ES? For he, she, and it. Okay, question 5. We're just going to do it together. Say one thing you do in your normal day and what time do you do it? So you're just going to say one sentence. So for example, I get up at 6 o'clock. So I've got some examples here from other students. I usually go to the gym about 4 days a week. I listen to music every night. So these are all present simple. I often learn English every day because we want to add the time. I come to my English classes 5 times a week. My friend studies Italian twice a week. I drink coffee every morning. I cook every night. So Edward, what's your sentence? About you, what you do in your normal day, and tell me a time, like in the morning, at night, sometimes, always, every week, twice a week, every month. What action do you do in your normal day? Yeah, exactly. I play soccer every day. Perfect. Yeah. We'll go to Wilda. I cook dinner. What, every day? Every Friday? Sometimes on Sundays? On Sunday? On Sundays? Okay, every Sunday that means. Okay, I cook dinner on Sundays. Good. That's an action that Wilder does every Sundays. He says, I cook dinner on Sundays. So he's telling me something about his life in his day, his normal life when he does it. So he cooks dinner every Sundays, on Sundays. Andres, too. Now it's become cool. Like it's like become the new yeah. Every day. Yeah, every day. I get up early every day. Well, every day, because if it's, I mean, it's every day. Yeah. Or just on the weekend or on the weekdays. I don't know. You have to tell me. It could be on the weekdays only, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or just weekends where it's Saturday, Sunday. So which one? Or every day? Every day. Okay. Jose, in the morning, at night. Okay, in the morning I study. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good sentence. In the morning I study. So that's what he does in the morning. Good. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, in the morning I study. It's present simple, subject, I, verb, study. Fernando, at night I work every night. Yeah, okay. I work every night. Yeah, good. So that's some information about his life. I work every night. Present simple. Silvio, do you have a sentence? No? I'll give you 1 minute. Diego, today. Every holiday, I drink beer. Uh, I drink beer every holidays. Yeah, every holiday. So whenever you have a holiday, I drink beer every holidays. Yeah. If you want, you could say which holidays. Every Christmas. I drink beer on yeah, every vacation. We say holidays. So vacation is American, but we say holiday. I drink beer on my birthday. I drink beer on Christmas Day. If you want, you can say which holiday or just every holiday. David. Yeah, I take a shower after I get up, but you need to add a time every morning. Yeah, every morning. Yeah, good sentence. I take a shower after I get up. So you got two actions. So this one's a good one because it has two actions. Every, and we added the time. When? Every morning. When? Every holiday. When? Every night. When? In the morning. When? Every day. Sunday. So you can see we're not just adding an action, but we're saying when we do it. So Andres one just came. Okay, let's keep moving on. So now we know how to use the present simple. So we can tick the box here. We can use the present simple to tell someone information about our life. And now we know how to add the time, when. We know how to ask questions. Remember? Questions. What does your husband do? Do you have a car? Where do you live? That's all questions for now. Not where did you live last year? What did you do when you were young? This is right now. Where do you live? What do you study? What do you do on the weekends? That's questions now in the present. Okay, vocab. Match these words to the sentences. So remember we looked at places, car park, hospital, hotel, library, museum, park, restaurant. That's all places. So there are waiters. Yeah, restaurants. Restaurant. People read books here. Library. Doctors work in this place. Hospital, we also know we can say medical clinic, medical center. Hospital. Sorry, hospital. Yes, hospital. Yeah. Stay the night in this building. Where do you sleep? Stay the night. Hotel. Hotel. People relax here at lunchtime. Park. Park. Put your car here. Car park. And it's one word. Make sure it's one word. Because it has two nouns. Car is one noun. And park is another noun. So we put them together and that becomes a new noun. Car park. Learn about history here. Museum. Good. Let's read this paragraph. So remember, we know what a paragraph is now. About Bangkok, which is in Thailand. So it looks like we're missing some words. And these words are adjectives. So remember, adjectives describe the noun. They describe a place. They tell you something about the place. If it's beautiful, big, large, crowded. So that's an adjective. It could be an adjective for a place to give me information about the place, or an adjective for a person, or an adjective for a thing, like an object. Like this book is heavy. This book is new. So that's what adjectives are. They give you information about the noun, the object, or the person, or the place. So let's read it. Bangkok in Thailand. So always when you have the name of the city, put comma and then say in Colombia, for example, and then comma. So that's how, yeah. So you always put city, comma, and then the country. So Bangkok in Thailand is a big city with about 10 million people. It's also a popular. That means many, many people like it. Many people go there. It's popular. It's also a popular city with tourists. So it's often very crowded. Crowded. The city is an amazing mix of beautiful old houses and modern office buildings. There's also a lot of traffic. So sometimes the air is polluted. For clean and for clean air, sorry, yeah, and quiet. Quit is another word. Like I want to quit my job. I want to quit. Like I just want to finish my job. So quiet. You don't want to say the wrong word. Quiet. and quiet places. Go to the parks and the river. And it looks like there's an image of Bangkok in Thailand. Good. So we used adjectives. We won't do this one because we did a lot of writing in the last lessons. So now we can say the time. You remember we talked about saying the time, 12 o'clock, 1:15, 1:30, 1:45. We know how to talk about a city or a town and to talk about places of work like office, the hospital, in the restaurant, in a classroom. Okay, number 9, complete the word in each sentence. Question, where? Where is the museum? So remember, we're asking about a place. So use where, because where is about location. Where is the museum? And we say is, because is now in the present. Or another way to ask a question is it near here? Is it near, this word here, near here? Near. It's about 10 minutes away. So that's how far. It's 10 minutes. It's about. About means not exactly, but around. Hey, Ronan. It's about 10 minutes away. Go across this street because it's on the other side of the road. So if you go across, let's look at an image. Across the street. So, oh, this is a good one, across. So there's a person here, he must go across the road. It means he must like go through it, past it, but across. So not around, but he must go across to get to this location. So across. You must go across the street. Number 5. Take the first street on the right. Take. Number 6, turn right and go straight up the road. Okay, good. Number 10, the last exercise. You remember we talked about asking people for directions and giving. Now we know not just to ask, where is the bank? Is the park near here? But now we can give direction. Yes, go straight down Peary Street. At the end, take a right until you see the museum, then go on whatever street. So now we know to give directions. So let's go to our extra materials so that we've got so just before number 8, just say the time. Okay, so let's go to extra materials. for unit 3, which you should have worked on them all this week. Okay, so we won't talk too much about the rules because we want to practice more the exercises. Okay, so 1 second while I open up the file. Okay, so present simple. We've got a man and a woman. So the man is Ronan, and the woman will go David, because there's no females today in the class. We had Jimin, maybe she's coming soon, and Bevy is not with us today. Okay, so you want to read?
Where are you from? I'm from Japan, but I live in Mumbai. What do you do? I work in Japan. I am economic.
I'm an economist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't like work. That's interesting. We have a position in my company.
Good. So there's a conversation, the man and woman. Okay, so we use the present simple not just to talk about facts, like we just said before, true information, but also routines and situations. So routines like I work every day, I play soccer every Saturdays, I walk to work on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's a routine. I go to the gym on Fridays. So we use the present simple also when we talk about our routines in general. This is what I do this often. How often? Every week, sometimes on the weekend. And we looked at these already, how to make a question, how to make a negative. So we want to practice the exercises. So match the questions to the answers. So 1 to 6. If I say, do you like your job? Just fix this one. 1D. Do you like your job? No, I don't, but I like my company. So they did that one for us. Sorry. Number 2, where do you live? F. Yeah, in a small town, but I work in the city. Do you study English at university? A. So you see how whenever someone asks you a question with do, you say yes or no first, and then you can talk about the question. So no, I don't is always a very common response. No, I don't. Yes, I do. So if you always hear do, then answer first, yes, I do, no, I don't, and then you can give more information. What do you do? Remember, that means what do you do for work? What do you do for a living? If you want, where do you work? But not where. This is what do you do? What do you work? You could put what do you work? But what do you do? I'm a doctor. So remember, this is using I am, which is from the present simple, but the verb to be is am are. I am a teacher right now. I am. Not I was or not I will be, but I am right now. I am a teacher. Do you work here? So do, yes. Must be there's a yes or no first. Yes, I do. Can I help you? Why do you like your job? C. It's fun and every day is different. So you could see questions with the W's. Remember, that's how we start our questions. What, when, why, where, or with the H, how. Like, how much does this cost? How do you get to work? How do you like Australia? So that's a present simple question with the H, or do or does. Do you like coffee? Or you can ask a question with is. Is your job hard? So that's how we ask questions. And the only ones when it's do, we say yes or no. And if it's is, then we say yes or no as well for that one. But when you say questions like, what do you do? Then you just answer it. I'm a doctor. Why do you like your job? Because it's interesting. So you can just answer that question. But only for do, remember, say yes, I do, or no, I don't. Or yes, she does, no, she doesn't. No, he doesn't, no, yes, he does. No, we don't, yes, we do. No, they don't, whatever the subject is, but try to say yes, subject, do or does first, or no, subject, do or don't or doesn't. Okay, let's rewrite these sentences in the brackets. We need to make it a negative. So I like pizza. But in a negative, I don't like pizza. Do you like your job? But we need to make it a question. Sorry, I already did the answer. You like your job? So question, we start with the verb. Do you like your job? Remember we talked about the main verb, which is like, and then we have a helper verb, which is do, because that's a verb, do. So the main verb is like, the helper verb is do. So we only ever make questions with the W's, with the H's, with the M is are, or with the helper verbs. So do, have, is, was, they're helper verbs. They're not the main action verb. We study English, make it a negative. We don't. We don't study English. Negative. They don't start work at 9. Make it into an affirmative. That means the opposite of a negative. So they start. They start work at 9. I'm giving you true information, a fact, maybe a routine. They start work at 9 every day. I have my lunch at midday, number 5. Make it a negative. I don't have my lunch at midday. Maybe because I have it at 2 p.m. or at 11 a.m. So I don't have my lunch at midday. Midday, 12 o'clock, midnight, 12 a.m. You go to school, make it a question. Do you go to school? Yeah. They don't meet friends on the weekend. They meet friends on the weekend. They meet friends on the weekend. I eat in cafes, make it a negative. I don't eat in cafes. Maybe because I only eat at home, or I only eat at restaurants, or at fast food places, whatever. You have a car? Make it a question. Do you have a car? Good. So very easy, present simple. We've been making, giving people information. We know how to ask questions in the moment. We know how to make a negative. So really great. So complete the conversation with do or don't. So man and woman. Man is Andres number 1, and woman is I was thinking Fernando. Okay, Fernando. Okay, Fernando. Extra point if you use yes, extra points if you speak like a woman. Okay. Where do you live? In Rome. What do you do? Yeah, so do. Yeah. Do you like your job? Number 3. Do you like your job? Yeah. Yes, I do. Why? Why do you like it? Yeah. Jobs. Don't forget to pronounce the S. Do you have any new jobs in your company? No, we don't. Good. That's the answers. Okay, number 4. We need to complete these sentences so they are true for you. So for example, mine would be the first one. I don't live in the city. Does anyone live in the city? No? Wilda lives in the city? Yeah. So Wilda, yours is I live in the city. But for all of us, we are going to write I don't live in the city. I work. You can put your answer there. You can at. Sorry, I work at. I don't like, or I like. I like to listen to music. I like coffee. I don't like winter. Whatever. You can write what your answer is for you. Winter. I study English. I think if you study anything else, you can add the course here. I study whatever. I eat I don't eat pork. I go to, so we have, somebody wrote, I go to church every Sundays. They added the time, the routine. You could say, I don't go to church. I don't go through the subway. Where? I don't go to, yeah, to the zoo on Saturday. Yeah, I go to the zoo. Okay. I go to the zoo. Yeah. Well, it's a routine. So it can't be just one day. It has to be every week, every day, every Friday. It's only a sentence. When you're making it a routine, you're not just talking about one day. You're talking about, every week. Yeah, it's a continuous. So it's different to just saying, because that's then I'm going to the zoo on Saturday. You're using a different structure. But here, yes. Yeah, I go to the zoo every Saturday. Imagine if you do that. So you got to remember the present simple. That's why it's different to the ing, the present continuous. I am going to the zoo on Friday. That's only one plan. That's it. Friday, that's it. Maybe I don't go anymore. But that's why we need to use the present simple to make sure that it's a routine, not just one time and that's it. I'm not going to do the action again, but I'm doing it every week, every Sunday, every Fridays, every month, every year. So that's how you add those days, not on Friday, because then you use the present continuous. I'm going to see my friend on Friday. I'm going to Paris on Saturday. I'm going to whatever, because that's only one time plan. But the present simple, we have to use words like every Sunday, every day, every weekend, every morning, every night. Okay, good. Let's go to the next page. We have conversation, dad and daughter. Dad will be Jose. Daughter, sorry, because we've got no girls in the room. Sylvia. And in the next one, in the next story, the boy is Edward and the girl is Andres too. The first one, Sylvia and Jose. Yes. Yes. Mom. No, not that one. It's the other one is MMM. And it has a mom loves sushi. Do you like it? Chinese? Yeah. Does mom? Does mom? Chinese food? Yeah. No, she doesn't. What about pizza? Good. Great. Yes, you have to stop. So you have to say, great. Let's have pizza. Yes, like that. Exactly. It's an expression of like, wow, great, awesome, cool. Let's have pizza. Okay, boy is, I think I said Edward, and girl, Andres too.
The film starts at 4. Do you like horror films? Yes, I do. But my friend would Karina Lard is in it. He is a great actor.
She's
He is a great. What time does the film finish? It's finished at 6. Okay, then let's meet my friend after the film. Good idea.
good idea.
Idea.
Yes. And also when you're saying okay, Andres, it's one expression. Okay, then. It's not okay, then. There's no comma. So there's no break. So it's okay, then. Then you take a break. So it's okay, then. Let's meet my friend after the film. So you can see how I don't stop in my voice. Only when there's a comma, I take a breath in. So I must say, okay, then. Let's meet my friend after the film. And then good idea. Yeah. So try not to stop after good. It's not good idea. It's good idea. Okay, good. Let's the reason we looked at these conversation, you can see they're talking in the moment. It's because we're going to imagine that we are these people. So they were speaking in the moment. The girl asked a question. What time does the film finish? The boy asked her a question. Do you like horror films? That's all questions now. He wants to know that information about her. Okay, so some more rules. Let's have a look. We won't spend too much time. We know we need to add S to the action for he, she, or it. Yes, she likes horror films. No, he doesn't. Yes, he enjoys playing soccer. Okay, let's go to exercise 1. Choose the correct verbs. So my wife works because he, she, it. She works, my wife, she works in a bank. And I work, I did that one, and I work in a hospital. I start work at 9 o'clock every day. So that's a routine. I start work, present simple. Not I am starting, not I started, not I will start. I start. I start work at 9 every day. My wife starts at 8, but she has, because she, he, it has a break at 10:30. We both have, because it's we have, lunch at 12:30. She finishes work at 5 o'clock, and I finish at 5:30 in the evening. So routine, she studies English and I watch television. Okay, so then we're looking at this timetable. 4 people, Sophia, Emma, Larry, Dan. This is the time they start. This is the time they have a break. And this is the time they finish. So Sophia and Emma are chefs. They work in a restaurant. So present simple information. It's true information. They are chefs using the verb to be. They work, present simple, in a restaurant. Sophia starts work at 10 o'clock, and Emma starts, so we've got 2 starts, at 9:30 or 9:30. Remember, 9:30, 9:30. They have a break at 3:00. So Sophie finishes work at 4:30 and Emma finishes at 4:00. Okay, let's do it for Larry and Dan. So Larry starts work at 4:30 or 4:30 and has a break at 7:30 and finishes at 11:30. So even if it's in the 24-hour, we must say it in the 12-hour way at 11:30. Dan Yep, so Dan starts at 5:00 and has a break at 6:30, I think that is. Oh, 7:30, same, yeah. And finishes at, yeah, at 10, 11.
We say,
No,
even 5 hours.
actually 12.
In this case, we say 5 hours, but we
Yeah.
don't say PA or PA.
If you want, you can. Yeah, I do. Like, she starts at 5 p.m. Yeah, you can add it if you want. And as I said, it's more common to add it. Like I add it, if I'm speaking to my friends, I'll meet you on Friday at 4:30 p.m. Because it just makes it's nice at 4:30 p.m. What time do you usually get up? I get up at 8 a.m. every morning. Okay, let's match the answers to the question. Do you like Tom Cruise? Yes. Sorry, yes, I do. He's great. Does your mum like pasta? Yes, she does. She loves Italian food. Do you like rock music? Yes, I do. But I prefer jazz. So remember, with the do, answer yes or no first, comma. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Number 4, does your boyfriend like hip hop? No, he doesn't. He likes classical music, 4D. What time does the lesson finish? 5B at 9:00. Good. Number 5, do you like pasta? No, I don't. Number 2, does your boyfriend, because does your boyfriend like Chinese food? Does your boyfriend like Chinese food? No, he doesn't. But he likes, make sure there's an S, Japanese food. But he likes Japanese food. Does or do, maybe do. Do your parents like sushi? My mother likes it, but my father doesn't. My mother likes it, but my father doesn't. Okay, next page. Extra practice. Okay. We talked about places, a boat, a classroom, an office, a hospital, places of work, a plane, a shop. So I'm a doctor. I work in a hospital. We're sales assistants. We work in a shop. I'm a teacher. I work in a classroom. He's an accountant. He works in an office. They're waiters. They work in a boat. Places in the city. You see a play or a musical in a theater. You relax outside in a park. You see sea life in an aquarium. So make sure you give more strong to the words of the little words, an aquarium. You learn about history in a museum. You get tourist information in the visitors center. Telling the time. It's 3 o'clock. Number 2, it's 2:15. 2:15. Number 3, it's 25 to. Not past. It's 25 to 10. Or it's 35 past 9. It's 4 minutes to 12. It's 6:30, or it's 6:30. I say it's 6:30, but it's, yeah, 6:30. Okay, present simple again. I live in the city center. We, negative. We don't eat. We, the subject, we. Doesn't is only he, she, it. So we don't eat in cafes at lunchtime. Number 3, they have. They have a car. Number 4, you don't speak. Number 5, we meet friends in the park. 6, they don't like. They don't like shopping on the weekend. Number 7, you read a newspaper every morning at breakfast time. So this sounds like routine. I don't have a lot of free time. Okay, number 5, we're going to change the verbs. This is how they normally are: to travel, to finish, to teach, to go, to live, to love, to have, and to study. We're going to put it for he, she, it. So travel, travels, finish, finishes, yep. Teach, teaches, go, goes, live, lives, love, loves, has, have, has, study, studies. Good, and good pronunciation, because you remember earlier in the lessons before we looked at pronunciation. Remember the ones that sound like a snake, the one that sounds like a B, and the one that sounds like the IZ. Now, if you want the notes, they are on Padlet. because we don't have time to go through that. So you have to learn which actions, what's the ending of the action word that when you do add the S makes it a snake sound or like a S or a Z, B, buzzing B, Z, or an IZ. Okay, so just remember, you do have notes on the pronunciation. Match the questions with the answers. So always when you're reading your extra materials or whenever you're reading, have a look at the structure. It's a question. We learned that we start with a W, then we add do or does, then we add the subject and then the verb. So where do they come from? Australia. Do you like crowded restaurants? To see. No, we don't. Does she work in an office? Yes. No, she doesn't. 3A. Do they have a car? Yes, they do. 4E. When does he start work? At 6 o'clock. What do you do? I'm a student. Okay, good. So we didn't have time to finish. But the next part was just adjectives. So you remember looking at your adjectives about a place, clean, polluted, lots of other adjectives. But that's all we had time for. You can find the answers on Padlet, not well, these answers of mine, I mean. And we will then have a break so we can start the test. So we'll finish here.